All right, fantastic. Then we're live. All right, guys, welcome to tonight's or today's webinar. This is David Nieves. I'm going to be going over the 8 steps of duplication from the Done For You model. This is something that we've been practicing and really already been doing it for a long time. So the great thing is, and I want you to, I'm going to ask for something here in this webinar, and I want to ask my viewers and anybody that's listening right now to trust the process, trust the system. In the first 18 months, we've been 24 months now, but in the first 18 months, we have been able as a Team Fusion to grow to over 100,000 business partners. So let me tell you guys, it's impressive because a lot of people are wondering what you're doing. I receive calls from different networkers, from different people, from all different companies, asking me, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? So I want to share with you some of the steps of what we're doing to create this type of duplication. But I want to ask for your trust. I want to ask for your trust in trusting the process and trusting the system. And not only that, you got to realize that I will never tell you anything that that will hurt your business, because essentially, if I'm hurting your business, if I hurt you, I'm essentially hurting myself. So network marketing is based on how many people can you help, how many people can you show the way to have success. And that's how network marketing success is based. It's based on the success of the newest person getting started. So this training is really designed to go back to the basics and go back to the newest person that's getting started and how they can create a business that duplicates and is successful duplication. So here we go. My Facebook Live friends, we're about to get started. Here we go. All right, so here's the first thing we want to talk about. I'm going to show you guys this slide right here. The first thing we want to talk about is mindset, because to build this type of business, before you can have success and have the type of results and have the type of growth that you want, and especially a lasting business, you got to have the right type of mindset. You know, my mentor said to me, David, success is nothing more than a state of mindset. So if you can focus on understanding this process of having, there's 2 types of mindset. There's a fixed mindset, there's a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is our people that believe that their failure is the limit on their ability. So they get to a point where they start getting some resistance, and when that happens, the resistance is an evidence for them that this is not for them. They start thinking to them, this is fixed mindset people start telling themselves, oh, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to see how this works out. You see, anytime that you approach anything in life like that, it doesn't work. It never works, does it? Because there's no such thing as trying. Try to walk. Try to stand up. How does that even look like? You can't even show me, because you either do it or you don't. So a fixed mindset, that we have to understand that every single one of us go into a fixed mindset one way or another. But typically it's a habit of going into a fixed mindset when we start acquiring, entering something new we've never done before, like network marketing. So it's one of these things that we want to judge, and we want to be able to keep a close eye out on our mindset and what we're doing. You know, a fixed mindset says, you know, I'm either good at this or I'm not. A fixed mindset says, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. And if it doesn't work for me, you know, it just means it's not meant to be. That's a fixed mindset. You got to change. When you're starting this business, and when you're launching this business, you got to launch your business from a growth mindset, from a saying that failure is just an opportunity to grow. For if I want my business to get better, I have to get better. If I fail, if I'm not having the results, it's just evidence that I need to get better, that I need to improve my skills, that I need to master my craft. That's what it means. I'm telling you guys, natural doesn't mean anything. For when you first started driving, that wasn't natural to you. When you first started walking, that wasn't natural to you. What happens? You learn how to do it. You fail how to do it. Some of you might even crash learning how to drive. But that's the key. The key is that you keep going and you understand you have a growth mindset. So whenever you're going into the recruiting mode and duplicating, one of the first things you want to duplicate is your mindset to you want to get better. It doesn't matter what's happening in your business. It doesn't matter where you at right now. You can change your situation because you can get better. You can improve. So that's the first thing we want to look into. We want to look into having a growth mindset. One of the first things the growth mindset says, I love this. It says, growth mindset, I can learn to do anything I want to do. A fixed mindset says, I'm either good at it or I'm not. A growth mindset says, I challenge. The challenges, they understand it helps them grow. A fixed mindset says that my abilities are unchanged. This is the way it is. I was born this way. That's the reality is that's not real. We all have this thing in our mind that called myelin. Myelin is the insulation that creates skills in our nerve fibers. Now I know I'm gonna get a little scientific on you, but let me understand this. Every single one of us can create our skills. Every single one of us can create myelin in our brain. So because you and I have a brain, we both have the same type of brain. So guess what? You can have the same type of results. You can learn the same type of skills. Everything is learnable. Now, there's some things that come more natural than others. I understand that. But you got to understand that you're not fixed. In the nature, the human being is the only species in the world that can choose that if they want to have a different last 5 years from the next 5 years to come, they can tear the page, turn the chapter, and start a brand new day. But they can choose. You're not a rock. You're not a tree. You're a human being. You can choose. You can choose to have the next 5 years be completely different than your last 5 years. You want to have a better 2017, 2016. That's how you do it. You choose to do something different. Okay, so that's the first step. First step, you got to start duplicating the right type of mindset. Then you have to look at your philosophy. And this is where the philosophy comes in. And I love the slide edge philosophy, where the slide edge philosophy talks about the 7 principles of growth, the 7 principles of how to build something long lasting. So we're going to go over this real quick on how to do that. First thing, number 1 talks about showing up. Where do you show up? Well, we have our meetings here. We have our everything in between. So the first step is showing up. You got to show up consistently. It's showing up to everything there is. You show up to the calls. You show up to the regionals. You show up to the seminars, to the meetings. You just show up. One of the things that I can tell you, people sometimes can look at. You can be fooled by looking at James Bradford, by looking at Brandon Stevens, and saying, they were overnight success. 12-month double red diamond. That's crazy. Well, the reality is that they were already coming. I remember seeing them in a different company showing up to every single event while they were not making money. Every single event they showed up, and in that company you had to show up to 4 different events a month. So you can imagine. Actually, more than that, you had to show up to 4 plus 4. You had to show up to 8 different events per month. So that's even more, because it's the only way they can make it. But here's the reality. They showed up all the time. All the time they showed up. Why? Because you surround yourself around the environment. You want to reach your success in anything in life, you have to saturate yourself in what you're trying to master. You want to learn a new language? Here's how you do it. You want to learn Spanish, for example, go spend 6 months in Mexico. Go spend a year in Mexico and saturate yourself in that culture and in the language. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to learn it. All you got to do is show up. So this is the same principle. You come in, you show up, and I promise you, you're going to have you automatically absorb the information for you to become a second nature and for you to do it. Now, number 2 is you got to be consistent. Consistency is the key. All right, it's not about doing this business all day long. That's just not possible. I mean, it probably is, but you're gonna get really burned down and tired. But guess what? It's about doing it consistently every single day. Not working your business all the time, but just every day. So consistency is the key. Okay. Here's number 3. You got to have a positive mental attitude. You got to have a positive mental attitude. Okay, and that is really basic. I suppose we've been seeing that since elementary school. We've been seeing people have been telling that you got to have a positive mental attitude. But let me give you one of the keys of having a positive mental attitude is gratitude. Being grateful for what you have. Automatically, by you practicing gratitude, you automatically enter a positive state of mind. Gratitude makes a feast out of a meal. Gratitude opens up the doors for your receiving. When you're thankful every single day, you start being positive. When the moment you start being negative, it's because you focus and you lost your gratitude. One of the things that impresses me the most is that in statistics show us that the statistics for you to become, the chances for you to become a multi-millionaire in the United States are 5 times greater if you were not born in this country. How is that? Well, very simple. People that come in here are grateful. They're grateful for their business. They're grateful that they can vote. They're grateful that they can build a business without gangsters harassing them or the government taking their money. You know, they're grateful. So what? They take advantage of it, and they have a positive mental attitude about it. You know, any problem that most people see as a problem, they don't see as a problem. They see as an opportunity. So you want to make $1 million in network marketing, that's how you do. You got to have a positive mental attitude all the time. And here's the rule. Negatives up and positive down, meaning that you never speak anything negative to your downline. No negative whatsoever, only positive. You're only feeding positive information to your downline and to your downline business partners. And if you have to speak something negative because something's bothering you, guess what you do? You simply call your upline support team, and if it's somebody new, I recommend you go higher. Sometimes you're gonna call somebody that's already been a week in this business. Yeah, that makes no sense. You will have to go up, keep going up to your ruby, emerald, even excuse me, even the diamond. So you got to have a positive mental attitude. Here's number 4, be committed for a long period of time. Not just be committed, but be committed for the long period of time. You got to be committed for the long haul. Commitment is something that it really makes us feel uncomfortable when we commit, to really, really commit. I'm talking about where failure's not an option, where you're telling yourself, how many seminars do I have to go to for me to accomplish my dream? A commitment says this: it's not over until I win. So it doesn't matter how many books I have to read. It doesn't matter how many seminars I have to go to. It doesn't matter how many people I have to talk to. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get my dream. My dream will come true no matter what. I'm 100% committed, 100% committed to the process. And because the process is its own reward. When you bring commitment to the process, guess what happened? Your skills start sharpening much faster. There was a study done, and check this out. There was a study done with 400 students, and here's what they found. They gave the students this is in the musician. What they did, they were studying the students. They were trying an instrument. This instrument, it could have been whatever instrument, but here's what they asked them. They asked them, how long do you plan on playing this instrument? And one part of the students, they said, well, I don't know. I'm going to do this for a little bit, maybe. Okay. The second group students said, well, I think I'm going to do this for a while. Yeah, you know, I think I will. And then the third student said, the third category said, I'm going to do this until I die, man. I'm going to do this forever. Why would I even quit? So it's 3 categories. Low commitment, medium commitment, and high commitment. They followed those same students 4 years later. And here's what they found. The people that said that the high commitment outperform in skill set, outperform the other 2 groups combined by 400%. By 400%. What does that tell you? That tells you that that's the power of commitment. When you commit 100%, there's no failure's not an option. There's no bags at the door waiting for you to say, you know what, I'm gonna see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna pack in my bags. There's no option but making this work. That's the type of commitment we're talking about. Number 5, have faith in the burning desire. Faith in the burning desire is key because, number 1, I will tell you that Napoleon Hill calls it the starting point of achievement. It's a white hot burning desire. Napoleon Hill from the book Think and Grow Rich. And this is the key. Every great achiever tells you about passion, about having a burning desire. You know what I believe a burning desire comes from your passion of being in love with Kayani, being in love with your dreams, being in love with the ability to have this opportunity to bring you to your dreams and goals. Falling 100% in love and letting this be a burning desire. You want to have a burning desire too? Here's how you do it. You saturate your mind with the things you want. You start writing your goals. Write your goals down every single day. If you're broke and you don't have anything, here's what you do. You write down your goals every single day and you program your thoughts to always be thinking about that. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to turn into a burning desire. And when you have a burning desire, it's game over. I'm talking about people know what's up. People see you coming. They're like, man, there's something going on with him. I cannot, man, I don't know, man. You go in places. People can automatically see that when you have a burning desire, guys. have faith. Faith is the evidence of faith is persistence. Okay, because if you believe that you are not gonna win and you lose faith, here's what's gonna happen. What happens is you stop persisting, isn't it? You won't put the next foot after the other. But if you have faith that you're gonna win, here's what happens. You put one foot in front of the other and you persist. So the evidence of faith is persistence. So you got to have faith, okay? So in order for you to have the persistence. Number 6, be willing to pay the price. There's a price to pay. There's a price to pay for success, but there's also a price to pay for failure. And here's what my mentor said, and Mr. Jim Rohn says, what successful people do. Successful people do what's uncomfortable early in life so they can live comfortable later in life. Unsuccessful people do what's comfortable early in life and they live uncomfortable later in life. So it's about to do the little things, the little disciplines that seem to make no difference. In the act of doing them, they make all the difference. That's what it's about. So be willing to pay the price. Commit to the price. Be okay. Accept the work ethic that it takes. Accept the hustle that you're gonna have to go through. If you're working till 10 p.m., you know what? Respects for you, but you're gonna have to build a business from 10 to 1 a.m. And what other option is there? But in order for you to do that, you have to embrace that type of hustle. You have to embrace the type of work ethic that it's going to take for you to change your life. It doesn't happen by osmosis. It happens by decision. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. So you got to make that design, okay? Number 7, finally you got to have integrity. Meaning you got to do these things when nobody else is watching. Have integrity for yourself, and that is because everything starts there. So this right here is a philosophy. It's a philosophy that comes and you build. Your philosophy is what you know, how you hold it, and how it affects what you do. So what you know, everything you know, the collection of everything you know, how you hold it, so what you decide is valuable, and how it affects what you do, how it affects the decisions you make on a daily basis. That is your philosophy. This is what I'm going to just share with you. It's a philosophy. So I want to invite you to adopt this philosophy because it's the right type of philosophy to build a multi-million-dollar business.